A couple of weeks ago, celebrity Anthony Mackie, who is starring in the new Captain America movie, made some comments about Captain America not really representing America and things of that nature. And oh boy, did it spark a boycott from conservatives. We are now getting some preliminary data, my friends, and while people largely don't like the movie, which kind of bums me out, I don't dislike Anthony Mackie. I like Marvel films. I want to go see it. But I'm hearing the movie is not all that good. More importantly, though, I think people are over the politics. Let me tell you why. It's one thing for the reviews to be bad, but even with bad reviews, people still go and see a lot of these movies, and they tend to do all right. After Anthony Mackie came out and said he made comments about Captain America, there were calls for this boycott, and now we are seeing it in the trailer data. The view count for Thunderbolts, a movie coming out in May, 10 million. The latest trailer for a film that's literally coming out, tomorrow? Tomorrow, the early previews, not even 1 million, 500,000. I think, I got to be honest. I think people, when they boo Taylor Swift, I think people are outright saying, I'm sick and tired of you talking smack to me for being American. We like our country. We like this place. We want to make it better. So Anthony Mackie, with all due respect, I don't hate the guy. He's not as bad as some of these other woke actors. Makes these comments, tries to clarify them, but no good. Let me show you the story. Give you some context as to what he said. This is back on January 28th, and then I'll show you where we're currently at a couple weeks later. They say Captain America actor Anthony Mackie is facing backlash from conservatives, many of whom are calling for a boycott of his new film. The anger towards Mackie came after a clip was shared online of him speaking during a recent promotional event in Rome for the new movie. Mackie said his character represents a lot of things, a lot of different things, and I don't think the term America should be one. What? Yo, Captain America, man. What do you mean he doesn't represent America? That's messed up. Celebrities are often accused of being woke for expressing progressive ideals, which has resulted in some stars being condemned. On Monday, Selena Gomez faced pushback from supporters of Trump after she shared a tear-filled video. Oh, man. You guys remember the Selena Gomez thing where she's like, I'm crying because Trump is deporting rapists. Why is he doing it? It's like, lady, why are you defending these people? We're over this. We're not playing these games anymore, man. No one's trying to be a dick. During a promotional event in Italy, the 46-year-old Mackie said Captain America is about a man who keeps his word, who has honor, dignity, and integrity, someone who is trustworthy and dependable. But he specified that he did not think the superhero was reflective of America overall, saying his character represents a lot of different things, and I don't think the term America should be one. What? Captain America doesn't represent the values and the moral tradition of Americans? Is that the game you wanted to play? Okay, look, I'm not going to boycott the film, okay? I like Anthony Mackie. He's been in a lot of great movies, in shows. It's whatever. I'll criticize him. It's not as bad as some of the other woke actors, as I said. But let me show you this on YouTube. Welcome, my friends, to Marvel's YouTube page. On the same day, Thunderbolts trailer was dropped. 10 million views 2 days ago. Captain America Brave New World 2 days ago, 500,000. Yo, that is bad news. A random clip of your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man got 500,000 views, okay? And the Young Avengers debut clip of cartoons or whatever, 612,000 views. We can go back and look at the Captain America Brave New World videos. They are bombing. The elevator fight scene with Chris Evans has 367,000. You got Captain America at Nellis Air Force Base, 500,000. Look at this one. The Fantastic Four trailer, 25 million views. To be fair, this clip from Brave New World has 968,000. But I just got to say, they released, this was a Super Bowl trailer, Thunderbolts. And a lot of people pointed out, Thunderbolts, we were here at the party and someone said, why are they putting a trailer for Thunderbolts, which comes out in May, when Brave New World is literally coming out this week? That's a good question. I think Anthony Mackie may have accidentally flubbed pretty bad. We got this one from Bounding into Comics, too, which basically calls him out. Captain America Brave New World star Anthony Mackie unintentionally torpedoes Hollywood's representation arguments, says his younger self looked up to Superman's character despite differences in skin color. It's always been the weirdest thing to me that there's this argument from the woke where it's like, if you're a young black man growing up in America, you can't look up to a superhero if they're white and you need a black superhero. And I'm like, I don't know. My favorite superhero growing up was Static Shock. You guys remember the show Static Shock? There's a WB Kids show. A lot of morals were put in it. There's one where like the main character, Virgil's friend, turns out to be gay and his dad is mean to him. Yeah, it's a little bit woke. But that was my favorite superhero show. It was cool. I loved it. Static Shock was a kid who he had a gang in his neighborhood. I'll give you a simple version. There's other versions too, but like this is the WB cartoon version. The gangs are basically like, you're with us or you're against us. And if you're here, you got to be in the gang. And they give him a gun and tell him he has to go down to the docks. There's going to be a gunfight and he's involved. He goes there. He throws the gun. He doesn't want to be involved. There was a shipment of chemicals that were being sent in. In the scuffle with police, they fire tear gas and flashbangs, which basically compromise the chemicals in these crates. Everybody gets sprayed. I love the story. They called it the Big Bang, and the chemical blast gave everybody superpowers, largely criminal gangbangers. Not Virgil, though. The main character didn't want to be in the gang fight. So when he got superpowers, he became a superhero. I love that story. Virgil Hawkins he was a black teenager. Never once when I was growing up was I like, I wish I could be like Static, but I'm not black. I was just like, oh, this show's awesome. I loved watching it. And then, of course, DC adopted the character. They advanced him. And they did really cool stuff with Static as a character in Justice League and in the future and how his character develops. Super cool. Big fan. So I get super annoyed when I hear this stuff where it's like, you know, Anthony Mackie said outright he liked Superman despite his skin color. Of course. Because it's a weird place to be if you're like, you're looking at someone and thinking you can't relate to their honor, their integrity, their strengths because of the color of their skin. Certainly that's the way it used to be. Don't get me wrong. But we don't want to live in this world. And now Anthony Mackie's basically saying that. So they're calling him out. He's criticizing America. But now he's basically saying none of this stuff mattered. I think, and they're different statements. Don't get me wrong. I think what we're seeing with Anthony Mackie is basically, oops, people are boycotting my movie. The reviews are bad. I'm a proud American. He's been trying to walk this one back. I feel bad. I don't hate the guy. But I got to tell you, I don't see it working. The reviews are bad. I don't think that's why people aren't watching the trailer. I actually thought the trailer was good. The first trailer, they changed the name. They've done reshoots. They don't seem to know exactly what the film is. I'll tell you the problem. For one, Captain America is Chris Evans. Captain America is Steve Rogers. I know they in the comics they had Falcon adopts Captain America. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to pass off the brand to another actor. We call this hand-me-down. Hand-me-down superheroes. When they're like, everybody likes Spider-Man. Let's make a black Spider-Man. It's like, okay. Miles Morales is not a bad character. And some of the movies they did with him, they're pretty good. And he's in the game too. But how about instead of hand-me-down superheroes, you make new ones? Falcon, this is actually one of the more offensive elements of this. So Falcon, introduced in Captain America 2, Anthony Mackie, awesome character. I love it. He's got a backpack, a jet suit with wings. He can use the wings as a shield. He's got a jet propulsion, and he flies with the wings. And then he later added a drone that he uses. I'm like, this is a cool character. He doesn't have superpowers. He's just physically fit, and he's got cool tools. I like that stuff. And now they're like, nah, we're getting rid of all that. Yeah, he's Captain America now. I'm like, no, he's not. Steve Rogers is. This is what they do. This is what people complain about. Stop taking existing superheroes and race swapping them or handing them down to minorities to act like you're progressive. Falcon was already a great hero. He's a cool character, and he was fitting really well. They should have just made a Falcon movie. They don't want to because they want to sell the Captain America brand despite the fact that Chris Evans is out. Thus, you're going to get a movie flop, especially when the lead actor goes out. I'm going to say it again. I feel bad for him because I don't think he understands this. He's not like Mark Ruffalo that's just loudmouth and saying all this stupid stuff. I think the problem is Anthony Mackie came out, thought he was going to say it, and it's burning him bad. And now his movie's going to flop, and that's kind of a bummer. I'll go see it, to be completely honest. I think the dude tried walking it back, but it is brutal. It is absolutely brutal. When Thunderbolts gets 10 million views in 2 days in theaters in May, and Captain America, which is coming out now, gets 500,000. I don't want to just sit here and say that I think all of it is due to a boycott. I think people may just be disinterested in all of this woke stuff. It's not overtly woke, but doing a hand-me-down kind of is. Disney, it's being reported, is overhauling their DEI efforts. That's the lesson to be learned here, my friends. It's time to stop and get back to making movies people actually want to watch. I gotta be honest, Thunderbolts doesn't look good either. You look at the OG Marvel, Phase 1 they called it. These stories were standalone of original characters. The problem now is the Marvel Cinematic Universe has become a hodgepodge of schlop nonsense. Okay? Anthony Mackie is now Captain America, and there's adamantium, and there's a giant hand coming out of the earth, and I'm just like, dude, I am so over this. Same thing happened to the comics. You guys may remember they did the House of M storyline. Basically, Scarlet Witch is like, I'm going to erase all of the superheroes and take away all their powers because, your universe is nuts. Back in the early days, when they were putting out these comics, it made sense. You wanted to know what happened next in the story, so you bought the latest edition and you read the comic, and it was awesome. Now there's 87 versions of Spider-Man, 87 versions of the Hulk, and it's just like, they get into the movies, and now it's multiverse, and who's the villain, and what's the villain, and it's just a mess. They can't keep track of their own characters and their own storylines. What they should be doing, and they should have always been doing, is the movies should be standalone and overlap less. Doctor Strange 2, for instance. Instead of bringing back the original characters like they had in Doctor Strange 1, which was a great movie, they give them a 5-minute cameo and then make it, once again, a multiverse Avengers-level film. And I'm just over it. Everything's Avengers now. Every movie is Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland all in the same place. To be fair, I liked that. That was cool. They brought back Tobey Maguire. It was actually really awesome. But instead of just making a standalone Marvel film, they're trying to do this hodgepodge garbage where everything's Avengers level now. Bro, we get it. The Avengers was a special thing. You do movie, and then you bring all the characters together for one movie. Instead, every single movie is now all the characters. Boring and confusing. So I'll tell you what, my friends, it's not just getting woke and going broke. It's just they're spiraling. But I'll wrap it up there. I basically decided I wanted to record this because I'm going to go see the movie tomorrow. Maybe it'll do better than we think. I think it's going to kind of bomb. But we'll see, man. We'll see. I don't know that I'll go see it tomorrow, but I'll maybe see it over the weekend. Smash the like button. Share the show with everyone you know. Become a member at timcast.com. Hang out. We got more coming today. Timcast IRL will be up at 8 p.m. You can join the Discord server and hang out with the community at timcast.com. But we've got all of the exclusive members-only call-in show, green room show, documentaries, and more to come. Rumble Premium. Sign up to Premium. Use promo code TIM10. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you all then.